We've talked about playoffs. We've talked about expectations for this season. Let's talk really big. Let's see if this team can win the AFC North, and let's figure out how they can do it. All right, so let's start with the rest of the division, and let's just throw this one out there. Let's start at the bottom. The Bengals a year ago, 2-14. They bring in Joe Burrow. Now, obviously, whoever predicted them to win the AFC North is very excited about what they can do. I like the offensive talent on that team, especially if A.J. Green is healthy, if that offensive line holds up. They did some stuff on the defensive side. That defense should be better, but is there a case to make for Cincinnati or not? Because I don't think there is one.
I mean, there's a case to make for everybody. There's always a team that goes worst to first, right? But man, that's a big jump with a first-year quarterback, second-year coach, to go from last in a division where this season, I bet you would find a lot of people who think you could get 3 playoff teams out of this division. Everybody's pretty sure that the Ravens will be back and good again. The Steelers are getting their quarterback back. So, and the Browns, obviously, we know all the changes they made. So for the Bengals to overcome all that, again, with a rookie quarterback and acknowledging that Joe Burrow had a historic college season last year for LSU. I don't know. That's a big leap. That's a big leap, and I don't see it happening. I think that would be obviously one of the shocking stories of the NFL season if it did happen. But I don't buy that it will.
So yeah, I think we could probably not spend a ton of time on the Bengals. So let's move up to the Steelers, who are actually probably they're probably the most intriguing team. You could certainly make the case for the Browns, but the Steelers are probably the most intriguing team because we got a glimpse of what they were last year without a quarterback. And they were actually pretty good. And I mean, they beat the Browns in Pittsburgh and essentially eliminated them from the playoffs. And even that game in Cleveland on Thursday night that the Browns won, the Steelers played tough in that game and kept it close for a lot of it. That's a great defense. If that's able to be a great defense again, and Ben Roethlisberger looks like Ben Roethlisberger, the Steelers could make a little bit of a jump. They went 8-8 last year. Could they get to 12? That's sort of what you start to wonder if Ben Roethlisberger is worth that. We just don't know what Roethlisberger is right now. So now it's the Ravens. Of course, the defending champs, 14-2 last year. There's probably going to be some regression there, some regression from Lamar Jackson, some regression overall from the Ravens. It's just natural. But still, this is the team that I think a lot of people, if they had to pick and they had to put some real stakes on it, would probably pick the Ravens to repeat as division champions. So let's flip this a little bit. What are some reasons why maybe they wouldn't, in your mind?
For them not to win the division, the offense comes back down to earth a little bit. Maybe going through one season, defenses have a better answer for them. Although, you spent a whole off season not really having practices or anything. I don't know how much you could prepare for what the Ravens are going to throw at you, through Zoom calls. But I think number one, he comes back down, and for someone to dethrone them, either the Browns or the Steelers are going to have to have a season that's above what a lot of people are expecting. Because I think you're going to have to rise up to their level too. The Ravens aren't going to fall off the map here. They're not going to have obviously a losing record, I wouldn't think, unless there are massive injuries, including to Lamar Jackson. I think that's the one that would derail everything for them. But you expect them to be good. And the key is they're going to have to be challenged in those division games.
So for the Browns, the schedule is easier this year, but of course, if we're talking division, it's essentially the same for every team with a couple exceptions. The key is really going to be how they do against Baltimore. Do they look like the team that played Baltimore last September, or do they look like the team that played Baltimore in December last year? And obviously, if it's like the team that played them at the end of September last year, they've got a chance to maybe – you'd love to beat them twice. You got to at least split with them, but then you've got a chance against your other division teams to maybe go out there and show that you belong and kind of keep pace with them.
If we're talking about winning the division, it's the Browns have to stay healthy, number one. That's, Baker Mayfield has been pretty durable. And how long – maybe that continues to last, but the odds are not on his side for making it through another full season, because quarterbacks just, you don't see that often. Players miss games. Baker's got to stay healthy, most for the number one, and then the defensive line needs to stay together. It's going to be tough for the Browns to win the AFC North. Let's not sugarcoat it. I think, but I can't believe that the Ravens are going to come back this season and have another 14 or 15 win season or something like that.